Guys, I think my games are actually breeding. Why do I have these? So guys, it's apparent I have a backlog of games, of loads of games, cupboards full of games which, like every game, I've not got around to playing. However, one game I haven't got around to playing is this. Now, there's a reason for that, and that's because I bought it on a little bit of a whim. Didn't know what I was getting into, didn't really want to play it, but I bought it because it was cheap. And I wish I'd have played it sooner, because this has been in my collection for God knows how long. But I didn't play it on the PS3. I didn't actually realise I had this version until I looked in a cupboard and found this. However, I ended up buying the Switch version just because I could take it about with me, and I was highly surprised with it, to be fair. It's a mind-bending game sometimes, but not only that, the graphics on it are made so that you have to take note. The faces are as realistic as I've ever seen on a game, just so you can look at eyes and mouths to see if they're lying or whatever else. Now, if you're confused about what this is about, it's basically about a 1940s cop who is an ex-soldier, let's just say. He also has flashbacks by looking at newspapers and things like that, and it tells a little bit of backstory of where he came from. But what makes it intriguing is the fact that you follow his ranks through the LAPD, which, in my mind, wouldn't be that fun. Only you don't just stay in one department. You have multiple departments inside the LAPD, such as murders, arson, and other scenarios. And it intrigued me. I don't know why, but it intrigued me. It did exactly what Heavy Rain did back in the day. I bought Heavy Rain on a whim, and I ended up loving it. So, what I'm going to do is take a look at this. Just a small look of what I think matters in this game. Now, it is made by Rockstar, which surprised me, because we all know Rockstar for things like Red Dead Redemption and, well, GTA. So for them to do this, it was a bit of a shock. However, it wasn't all the same team that did it, and I understand behind it, and behind closed doors, there were some development issues on the way staff were treated and the way it was developed. But I still think it's a very underrated Rockstar game. Dare I say, a little bit of a gem. So let's take a little bit of a closer look at LA Noire.
Okay, so it's no secret I'm not much of a GTA or Rockstar Games fan. In fact, put me in an open world and my mind wanders away from the missions and more towards crashing cars and colliding with innocent pedestrians. With that said, however, LA Noire had me hooked on the story from the start to finish, just to see what happens next. The game pushes you to the story without giving you too much to do outside of that story, which is where I appreciate the change compared to normal Rockstar games.
So guys, after saying this is a brilliant game, what worries me about it? Well, a lot of games like this that tend to be outside of a company's comfort zone, so if it's not a Call of Duty, or if it's not a GTA or a Mass Effect or whatever else, things like that tend to get forgotten. And I've got a horrible feeling that someday soon, or at least give it a few years, that this might be a game that gets forgotten. Not just by Rockstar, but a few other people. That's what worries me. And when that happens, I'm not entirely sure that I want to be in that world. But I, for one, will be keeping these close at hand, just because it is a damn good game. If you haven't played it, I'd suggest it. More than I'd suggest most things. So if you haven't played it, go and play it. It's even got a remaster, so you really can't miss it for the Xbox One or PS4. If you want to play the originals, go for it. PS3 and Xbox 360, and like I say, you've also got the Switch version, which is the one I played. Now, there was a few little issues with the Switch version. I don't know if it goes for everyone, but it did for me. And that's slight pop-in, and sometimes it can be a little bit garish, to say the least. But overall, I'm going to go ahead and say that it's a brilliant game. I thoroughly enjoyed it, just because it hooked me with everything it had. The story kind of has an essence about it that I've not really seen in any other game. So, honestly, go out, get it, play it, because you're missing out on something special. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in another video. In the meantime, happy gaming, guys.